This is the Pro Football Report, presented by BCWSA, a weekly recap of your Philadelphia Eagles and all the news around the NFL. Broadcasting live from Chickies and Pete's, tonight's show is brought to you by the Philadelphia Protestant Home, Rob's Automotive and Collision, SEPTA, The Capitol Grill, Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club, Ventresca's Custom Clothing, Chickies and Pete's, Begley, Carlin, and Mandio Law Firm, Hand and Stone Spa, Penworth Financial Services, BCWSA, and CJ's Tire and Automotive. We now go live to Chickies and Pete's for the Pro Football Report, presented by BCWSA. Now, here are your hosts, Delaware County Times Birds reporter Bob Grotz and voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everyone. Great to be with you. We are at Chickies and Pete's in the Great Northeast. Merrill Reese and Bob Grotz. And can you believe the 11-1 Philadelphia Eagles?
Oh, hey, you're the one who predicted this, Merrill.
No, I can't tell you that I predicted they'd be 11-1. I did predict that they would win 13 games this season. And right now, that looks a little bit low.
Might want to take the over on that, yeah. What a dominant performance last week. Everybody saw that. They made the big bad Titans just kind of, they didn't give up, but they just beat them in every phase of the game. And it was such a nasty loss with A.J. Brown catching 2 touchdown passes that the Titans today fired the general manager.
They did. They fired John Robinson, the general manager.
That traded A.J. to the Eagles. So
now, we don't know that was the sole reason.
Oh, yeah, we know. We know, yeah. I mean, that was collateral damage.
No,
we were still
there had to be something going on in a power struggle.
There was. They traded AJ.
Yeah, well, that was something that ended. That could have been the last straw.
This is interesting,
but
though,
Mike
Merrill.
Vrabel and John Robinson obviously didn't get along because a couple of weeks before the draft, publicly, Vrabel said they will trade A.J. Brown over my dead body, and he survived that. But John Robinson did not.
And Vrabel got asked after the game about A.J., whether the general manager made a move in the best interest of the organization. And he completely spoke around it. You know, this is not about A.J. That is what Vrabel said, which tells you if they say it's not about A.J., it is. It's about A.J.
Well, it was the last straw. It was the last straw. Listen, he has a 4-year contract. I mean, John Robinson, don't feel too bad for him because he's going to be paid through 2027. And what does a GM make?
I don't feel bad for him.
No.
I mean, I still can't believe. I mean, that type of a talent, you would trade the guy and you couldn't find a way to make it work.
You know, and once in a while something happens. If you're talking about a Terrell Owens or you're talking about an Odell Beckham or you're talking about an Antonio Brown, guys who have character issues, who are more trouble than they're worth. I mean, I saw a guy who was so talented, who helped this team get to the Super Bowl, and the next year he destroyed the chemistry of this team.
Yeah.
And that was Terrell Owens, and they couldn't get rid of him fast enough.
Yeah.
But that A.J. Brown is a high-character individual who is a pleasure to be around, a pleasure to coach, and his teammates love him.
Yeah, just that mention of T.O., I remember that second year in the Eagles locker room.
Oh.
Half the guys loved him, half of them, and half of them hated him, including Donovan. And but T.O., for all that hate and for all the division he brought to the locker room, he still played his rear end off.
Oh, well, he was a great talent. He was a great
and then he
talent.
got kicked out and bang. That was bizarre.
I mean, you can't have that when he is disrespectful to the coaches, where listen, it happened to him in San Francisco.
Yeah.
It happened to him in Philadelphia. It happened to him in Dallas. And ultimately, it happened to him in Buffalo.
And you said
it best. He was 0 for 4.
You said it best. That year, that second year, he took money out of everybody's pocket.
He did.
Not just his own. And he did that at other places. So, it's good that, and A.J. is he's so different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
perfect.
just a real locker room guy, yeah.
And just the fact that he
and a talent
yeah,
beyond.
and he and Jalen Hurts are very, very close friends.
I don't know if anybody knew how good AJ was. Maybe the Eagles did, the personnel guys, but this guy is a real talent.
Well, we knew he was good. We knew he was a frontline wide receiver.
I mean,
but he's more than that.
Getting it done like this?
Would you?
Wow.
We're saying right now that when you look at Jalen Hurts, you're talking about a top 5 quarterback. That's what he has developed into. I think if you look, and there's a lot of great receivers in the National Football League, I think you would have to put A.J. Brown in that top 3 or 4.
Yeah, I was going to start looking at a list here, but yeah.
I mean, there's Justin Jefferson, and there's A.J. Brown, and there are some other
with the top receivers. Yeah,
top receivers.
Oh yeah, I'm no doubt about it. Yeah, top 5. Yeah, okay.
I mean, there are others that are very, very good, but he's right there with the best. He's right there with the best.
And 10 touchdown catches. He's gonna. I think he's on the verge of getting 1,000 yards. And what he said about getting 1,000 receiving yards, he goes, it's not a big deal to him.
Mike Evans is another one who is a great receiver.
Well, not this year. Not if you look at this year. Okay, but a great otherwise. But AJ, when he was talking about 1,000, he considers it a good season or a bad season when he doesn't get 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
So
well, he's going to have 1,000 yards easy.
He sure is.
Another one who's going to have 1,000 yards probably this week is Miles Sanders, the running back. I think he needs 20 yards. 20 yards.
Yeah.
20 yards for 1,000. No.
I think it's more than that.
Maybe
yeah.
it's no.
Yeah.
I think he needs 75.
Yeah.
I think he's at 925. But Miles Sanders is a great
and
running
he'll
back.
do it with Saquon Barkley on the other sideline.
His
How about
friend
that?
and former teammate at Penn State.
Or will he do it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll do it. The
Eagles may just throw the ball 100 times like they did this past week.
They are the first team since 1988 to 1 week gain over 350 yards on the ground, and the following week gain over 350 yards in the air. Nobody has done that since the then Oakland Raiders in 1988.
People love that stat. They're fascinated with it. But to me, that tells you how uneven the NFL is. And let's face it, that Tennessee pass defense, Merrill, they were second to the last in the league. Now I think they're last in the league. That's what you do, if run it till they stop it.
Yeah.
But Hurts was, to me, the thing where he was brilliant in that game. He was really accurate, 74% of his passes, 3 touchdowns. Where he was brilliant was he avoided taking hits. He had been taking an average of almost 14 hits a game, and he was sacked twice. And these are sacks, not runs.
And he only had a handful of carries.
He you know what? That's sustainable. We always say that with Jalen Hurts, at least myself and my colleagues. Can he keep running?
I didn't know you had colleagues.
Yeah. Yeah, I looked it up.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know it either till I looked it up. But there's always questions when Jalen runs, is this sustainable?
Yeah, and don't forget in the game against the Packers, he had 17 carries. 17.
Yeah.
That's a little much.
Well, and there was a run defense that was awful and a team that couldn't tackle. So that's what you do. Run it till they stop it.
I had an interesting conversation on the sideline. I go down on the field before the game because I do part of the Channel 3 pregame show. I'm a guest for every week. And generally down there, the offensive linemen are going through their drills, and the defensive line is going through their drills. And I've gotten to talk to Tracy Rocker, who was one of the great defensive linemen ever at Auburn and played in the NFL, and he's the Eagles D-line coach. And I said to him, is it tough? Do they not teach tackling anymore in college? And he said to me, you know what? He said, that is not far-fetched. He said, these kids come from college today, and everything is speed, 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 and throw your body at somebody, and that's what they do. He said the fundamentals are not taught today. He said when they're rookies, no matter how highly they're drafted, they really need remedial tackling. They need courses and learning how to tackle.
Well, the rules have changed a lot, too. It's difficult to tackle and not get fined. Put a big hit on somebody. You could drag them down by the legs all the time and you're not going to get fined. But I guarantee you, Marcus
But
Epps.
they
Marcus Epps is getting fined for that hit that he put on. He didn't intend that, but he's going to get fined for putting that hit
see,
on.
that was
Treylon
yeah,
Burks.
I understand that, but that was such a boom bam play that he hadn't yet come down with the ball. He wasn't trying to hit him with his helmet. A little bit of his helmet might have glanced off the helmet of Burks, but basically he was coming in shoulder high before Burks came down with the ball. Isn't the object to separate the receiver from the pass?
Yeah, but and there's your problem right there. These guys, it's hard to tackle when you look at the rules. I mean,
but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what they used to call a form tackle, where you were down, you lowered your shoulder, you moved your head out of the way. You didn't. There used to be a big sign
but that
in the
wasn't
Eagles locker room, and it said, "See what you hit. See what you hit." In other words, head towards your target, not crown of your helmet, not coming in like it's a weapon.
see what you hit. Yeah,
See
I thought that
what
was
you
for the
hit.
media. Yeah, before if they take a swing like
No,
Antone Davis.
No.
He loved to bully the media. Yeah.
No.
I think that's what it was. See what you hit. Yeah, because you don't want to hit your own
No,
teammate.
but that's the fact.
All right.
Because that's where all those catastrophic injuries occur, when the head is down and you get the compression of the neck from
Yeah.
the crown of the helmet down. That's where these horrible things that happen
Yeah.
every so often occur.
Let's not minimize that either. Treylon Burks is okay, but he was down for 5 minutes.
Well, he was
was
down.
out.
He was
He
down.
was out,
And you
yeah.
know what? He's a very good receiver.
Yeah.
If the Eagles
Yeah,
hadn't made that pick, hadn't made the trade to get A.J. Brown, that was the wide receiver I wanted.
What are you, friends with John Robinson? Yeah.
No, that was
Hey.
the wide receiver I wanted in
Treylon
the first
Burks?
round.
Yeah.
Because the other ones, the obvious choices, the Ohio State's receivers, Olave, they
Oh,
had all been picked by that point.
I was an Olave. I was a fan of his.
Well, he was good.
No, he would have been there for the Eagles, wouldn't he?
No,
At their pick?
no, he would not.
I think
No, I don't think so.
All right.
I don't believe so. He was he would have been gone. Wilson
have-
was gone from
okay.
Ohio State. A lot of guys had
Jameson,
yeah, they had been gone.
even though he was hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, but the Eagles made the trade, and credit to Howie Roseman. It was a great trade.
He's done a great job. I mean, you look at their depth, and last week was a perfect example. You look at Tennessee, the Titans. They had probably half the talent of the Eagles going into the game, and at the end of the game, they had no talent. Their depth, their good players were done. I mean, except for Henry was still going, but Howie has bulked up that bench. And today they put Robert Quinn on injured reserve.
Yeah.
He could come back after 4 games. But,
Very nice man. We were
Yeah, he-
fortunate to have him on our Chickies and Pete show in Drexel Hill.
right. He was
Just a nice man.
and still a talent. I think he can
Sure.
help. Yeah, but there were he had his knee. I seriously, I don't know how bad that knee was. I know he plays through injuries, but he wasn't going to play. There was no room in the rotation anyway. So this made sense.
Yeah.
Getting that knee scoped. He's supposed to get the knee scoped. That makes sense.
How about that? There was a lot of news that the Cowboys were going to sign Odell Beckham, and they talked about that possibility
And
on
fans
Sunday night.
The fans in the Mavericks Center were just going nuts with Odell back and forth. They're not going to sign him.
But they're not going to sign him because when he came here, they put him through the physical examination, and they said that knee, he came off of an ACL, which he tore in the Super Bowl playing for the Rams.
Not ready.
They said
Yeah.
he's not ready.
Yeah.
They said he might not be ready till next year.
Yeah.
I actually wanted Dallas to get him because I thought he would put the finishing touches on whatever unity they had in their locker room. I thought he could, and he's somebody who does that. He's another one of these guys. I mean, last week, am I wrong? Wasn't
diva?
he removed from a plane for being unconscious or something?
I don't.
That was weird.
That sure was. I don't know if he
And
had an
meanwhile,
overreaction.
have the police were hunting for Antonio Brown after he threw a shoe at his girlfriend. I mean, they're still looking for Antonio Brown. I mean, Dick Vermeil once told me that you win with character people. And it's not a bad principle to follow.
Character people, not characters, right?
Because if you look at the players that cause problems, and they go to another team, they cause problems there, and they go to another team, but people love talent, and they love speed. And if they think if this is the move, this is the move that's going to put the Cowboys over the top, and then they're going to be able to devour the Eagles on December 24th. Well, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it is not.
They didn't get him.
You know, quite frankly, Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Dak. I mean,
there's no doubt about that.
I mean, so there you are.
There's no doubt about
so
that.
Just put a W in there for that.
Well,
yeah.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't put W's any place.
I definitely would.
I would
yeah.
put a W in for this week. I don't put W's in until they're earned. Here's Bob, who goes off the deep end all the time.
I picked the Titans.
No,
I mean, not the
did
Titans.
not. You told me on this show. You said I have a bad feeling about this game. You said that. Chris Ermer, who is our very talented engineer and producer, said to me, "Can you believe Bob Grotz said I have a bad feeling about this game?" Chris said to me. Now, Chris is our engineer.
Can we do a progressive instant replay? Let's go back to that.
Chris said to me, "You watch. A.J. Brown is going to run wild. The Eagles are going to lose the coin toss and score on the first possession. They're going to run a pass heavy game." He had this.
That's pretty good
nailed.
stuff. Yeah.
And you said, "I have a bad feeling about this game."
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back with Mr. Bad Feeling right after this.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's, and we know Saturdays in the fall are special. Why? College football. And we have you covered with food and drink specials and the best in-game experience to watch your team or the college football game of the week. Come watch Penn State, Temple, Villanova, Notre Dame, Texas, Michigan, Georgia, and more. College football Saturdays are special at Chickies and Pete's.
Former Philly Tommy Green, and here's the pitch. More people are online every day to check and pay their bills. Now you can have your BCWSA utility bill delivered electronically. Enrollment couldn't be easier. Just go to bcwsa.net or call 800-222-2068. With electronic billing, you have control to see your bills whenever you want and enjoy the convenience of viewing and printing up to 13 months of your previous bills. Best of all, the service is free. Sign up for e-billing at bcwsa.net. BCWSA, prove it.
Your day-to-day life is hectic between having to pick up the kids, make dinner, the countless other tasks that you got to get done. Rob's Automotive and Collision is there to make your life a whole lot easier. Make sure you take advantage of their spacious waiting rooms, the large flat-screen TVs, complimentary coffee and muffins, and free Wi-Fi. So even when you do have to stop, Rob's is there to make you feel right at home. Give Rob's a call today at 215-826-9200 for any of your auto repair needs. A flawless occasion begins at the Capitol Grill. From the moment you step into the Capitol Grill, located in the heart of Center City, the experience is one of comfortable elegance. Whether you're looking to host a private affair, a perfect lunch stop, or dinner destination, start your occasion at the Capitol Grill today. Visit thecapitolgrill.com or call 215-545-9588. That's 215-545-9588 for the Capitol Grill, Center City.
When an Eagles player gets hurt, the team takes care of him. When you get hurt, the attorneys at Begley, Carlin, and Mandio will take care of you. They understand that a severe accident can be a life-altering event. You need a reliable teammate to fight for you. The attorneys at Begley, Carlin, and Mandio will get you great results. And if there's no recovery, there's no fee. Contact them today at 215-750-0110 for a free consultation. 215-750-0110 for a reliable ally that's on your side. Ventresca Limited, the Delaware Valley men's store, is located in historic Doylestown. For casual clothing in denim to business suits and tuxedos, Ventresca Limited has a large selection you have to see to believe. The experienced and knowledgeable sales staff can show you the many brand labels that have made Ventresca Limited in Doylestown a must for men concerned about their image. Select from Canali, Brax Jeans, Hickey Freeman, Johnson Murphy Footwear, and much more. Custom alterations are free. Visit Ventresca Limited on the web at ventresca.com. All tires aren't the same, and neither are all tire dealers. Michelin Tires offers safe, fuel-efficient, long-lasting tires that provide exceptional performance and extraordinary value. BF Goodrich tires are built for drivers looking for high performance and aggressive styling. Trust the tire experts at CJ's Tire and Automotive in Fairless Hills. They'll get you in and out in no time, and their everyday low prices on BF Goodrich and Michelin tires can't be beat. CJ's Tire and Automotive. Better, faster, and more affordable.
Don't hang out alone in the man cave this football season. Hang out at Cheerleaders with sexy entertainers, $4 Miller Lights, Jameson specials, and awesome game day prizes during all Sunday and Monday football games. Stop in before, during, or after the game to see your favorite entertainers and your chance to win an awesome game day prize. The most epic game day experience is at Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club, where champions play. Open daily from noon till 2 a.m.
Fall into relaxation at Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa. For an introductory price of just $69.95, enjoy the tranquility of their massage services and the rejuvenating glow their facial services provide. They even have specialty services such as a pumpkin facial or their signature hot stone massage. Restore, relax, and reset at one of Hand and Stone's 57 locations in Delaware, South Jersey, and Philadelphia, including the Lehigh Valley, for an introductory price of just $69.95. Call or book online at handandstone.com. Restrictions apply. See spa for details.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for the Pro Football Report, presented by BCWSA. Once again, here are your hosts, Delaware County Times Birds reporter Bob Grotz and voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese.
And here we are, Chickies and Pete's. We have a great guest, by the way, coming tonight. Those of you who were looking for our guest is not Chris Irmer. Our guest certainly is not Matt Miro, and our guest definitely is not Lee Alexander. Our guest tonight is going to be the outstanding rookie of the Eagles, who is playing safety and is doing a great job, Reed Blankenship, number 32. They were leaving tonight from the area of the stadium, and 95 was closed because of an accident. So our driver had to go do a loop-the-loop, but he should be here within about the next 15 minutes. So we do have Reed Blankenship, and he is a great guy, and he's really played good football. All right, it is time now for this week's injury review, brought to you by the attorneys at Bailey, Carlin, and Mandio. Contact them today for a free consultation at 215-806-3689. That's 215-806-3689. Bob Grotz, you are in charge of injuries.
All right, as we were discussing, Robert Quinn hadn't been playing a lot, but he went on IR, so you're talking 4 weeks there. But quite frankly, there weren't a lot of snaps for him anyway. So that's probably best that it's worked out that way. In terms of the other injuries, we'll find out. Sean, in terms of like special teams and who Sean
Bradley?
Yeah, he had the hamstring, and the other guy had the shoulder.
Well, that was Quez Watkins.
Yeah, they're going to be all right. You could kind of tell by the way that Nick Sirianni did his press conference that they weren't serious. So I wouldn't imagine that those guys are going to miss any time. Goddard still has another. I think he's got maybe 2 weeks.
No, he has 2 more weeks.
At least, yeah, but at least this week, Goddard and Goddard, by the way, says he's ready to come back.
Yeah, Goddard says he's fine.
And Avonte Maddox.
But let me just add to that. It's nice of Goddard to say he's fine, and I'm sure he feels fine. But you're talking about a fracture.
No.
Yes, it was a thin break in the shoulder area, and
it was like a strain. Yeah.
No, it was a break. It was a break. And if there's a break involved and it's healing, you're better off to err on the side of caution and let him come back, let him rest the full 4 weeks, come back strong, than to come back a little early and with the possibility of a re-injury.
Well, no rotator cuff damage, which was huge, and no dislocation, which was originally believed. So, let's face it, too. When he comes back, they're going to have problems dividing the touches again.
Yeah.
I mean, because look at the last game. A.J. had 100 receiving yards. Devontae had 100 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns for A.J., 1 for Devontae.
Boy,
I kind of like that.
This team has 2 number 1 receivers.
Yeah, I like that distribution right there. And but when Goddard comes back, you got to get him the ball.
I'm sure you do.
He is a weapon. So
well, that's a good problem to have.
Who do you take
You don't take away.
Who do you take the targets away from?
Nobody. You read your defense. You play what the defense dictates you to play. You don't go into a game. You think
Not that easy, Merrill.
You think Hurts goes into a game and says, today I'm going to feed A.J., and next week I'm going to feed
I think he
Devontae
did
Smith.
after. I think he did after Devontae went through that game without catching a ball.
No, well, you want to get him back in rhythm, but that's not the case. You make your reads, and then you determine who to go to. It's on the fly. That's what you do. And Devontae Smith was streaking down that left sideline, and Jalen Hurts knew he could put the ball in a position for him to come down.
I can't wait until Goddard comes back. I really. And they have and Quez. Quez, in the absence of Goddard,
Quez has
played
come to
very
life.
well. He's played very well. He's given him that deep threat. Remember Torrey Smith in the Super Bowl year?
I do.
He didn't always catch the ball, but he gave him that. He drew a bunch of interference penalties, and that Quez is that guy right now.
Yeah, and Quez is faster than Torrey Smith.
and he probably has maybe a little bit better hands at this stage.
And he takes the top off.
So, Dallas, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, well,
Dallas Goedert.
Right now, the Eagles' focus is on the Giants. And you can say what you want about the Giants. I think Brian Daboll, their coach, has done a great job.
Yeah.
They are 7-4-1 right now, and I think it's remarkable that they've done that.
I absolutely agree. Very limited personnel, talent. Saquon Barkley is having a great year. He's over 1,000 yards already. Who's their number one receiver?
Their number one receiver is Darius Slayton, number 86.
You could debate that, yeah. But,
no, you can't. That's the number one receiver.
But
look at the stats.
Is that really a number one though?
Darius Slayton?
He'd be like, on the Eagles, he'd be like a number 4, number 3, number 4. Yeah.
They have people like number 18, Isaiah Hodgins.
Excuse me.
Hodgins.
So how are they winning these games? Defense and the run game. And Daniel Jones' turnovers are down a little bit.
Daniel Jones is a good quarterback.
Yeah.
You can all you want.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
He's had poor protection most of his career there. He has a substandard group of playmakers, and I think he's good. I think
the line is playing a little better this year.
A little bit better, but I think he's good. All right, I will be back, and Bob will be back if we let him, right after this.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. Dine in for these amazing fall specials. Wednesday is crab night. 2 pounds of snow crab legs, $49.99. Or mix it up with 2 pounds of snow crab legs and 4 hard shells for $79.99. Thursdays are for the birds. Whatever the Eagles score on Sunday, you get to save on wings at Chicky and Pete's on Thursday. Plus, limited time fall specials, including bomb pork belly tacos and the garlic truffle burger. Wash it down with our pear elderflower mule or apple cider old fashioned. Chickies and Pete's.
BCWSA customers, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green here. I played on the 1993 National League champs, so I know a thing or two about what it's like playing on a winning team. BCWSA has all the ingredients. They make it easy for their customers to get automatic updates by text, email, or phone anytime there is a disruption in your service area. You can even customize your alerts by going to bcwsa.net. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, your partner for a safer environment. BCWSA, proven.
At Penn Community Bank, we're your financial partner for all of life's moments. Our checking accounts are designed with you in mind, providing convenient access and 5-star mobile and online banking services to help you achieve your goals. Right now, you can earn a $350 cash bonus for opening a qualifying new checking account with direct deposits in the first 60 days. Visit PennCommunityBank.com/cash bonus to learn more. Penn Community Bank, here we grow. Offer terms and conditions apply. Limited time offers subject to change. As for full details, member FDIC.
A flawless occasion begins at the Capitol Grill. From the moment you step into the Capitol Grill, located in the heart of Center City, the experience is one of comfortable elegance. Whether you're looking to host a private affair, a perfect lunch stop, or dinner destination, start your occasion at the Capitol Grill today. Visit thecapitolgrill.com or call 215-545-9588. That's 215-545-9588 for the Capitol Grill, Center City.
For more than 125 years, the Philadelphia Protestant Home has been family to seniors living independently or in personal care and skilled nursing. PPH also provides peace of mind, security to eligible residents who no longer can afford their living expenses. PPH offers spacious studio 1- and 2-bedroom apartments with balcony, patio, and garden view options. Call now to schedule a tour, 215-697-8000. or visit us on the web at pphfamily.org. At PPH, we're family.
Ventresca Limited, the Delaware Valley men's store, is located in historic Doylestown. For casual clothing in denim to business suits and tuxedos, Ventresca Limited has a large selection you have to see to believe. The experienced and knowledgeable sales staff can show you the many brand labels that have made Ventresca Limited in Doylestown a must for men concerned about their image. Select from Canali, Brax Jeans, Hickey Freeman, Johnson Murphy Footwear, and much more. Custom alterations are free. Visit Ventresca Limited on the web at ventresca.com. Have you or a family member been involved in an accident? If so, you need to call an experienced lawyer you can trust. You need to call the personal injuries lawyers at Velter, Urofsky, Zoftis, and Sokolson. If you or someone you know has been in an automobile, motorcycle, truck, slip and fall, or drunk driving accident, contact Velter, Urofsky, Zoftis, and Sokolson. Call 215-969-3004. Again, that number is 215-969-3004.
Enjoy a world of Italian wine and cuisine in nearby Philadelphia at Grand Cafe L'Aquila. This Italian landmark cafe offers a wide variety of Italian options for both lunch and dinner, and before you leave, try their award-winning gelatos. Offering an online market for your favorite meats, cheeses, coffee, and much more, it's Grand Cafe L'Aquila website at grandcafel'Aquila.com. Call them today at 215-568-5600. That's 215-568-5600, or visit them at their flagship location at 1716 Chestnut Street in Philadelphia. The world of Italian cuisine is only a 30-minute drive away at Grand Cafe L'Aquila.
Planning to go to the game? Give LimoToday.com a call. You'll get to the game and back safely and in style. Why worry about the traffic and parking when you can relax and let LimoToday.com do the driving for you and your friends? And if you book a 5-hour trip with LimoToday.com, you'll get the 6-hour free. From sedans to minibuses to vans and stretch limos, let LimoToday.com get you to the game. Give them a call at 1-866-LIMO-TODAY. That's 1-866-LIMO today.
Fall into relaxation at Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa. For an introductory price of just $69.95, enjoy the tranquility of their massage services and the rejuvenating glow their facial services provide. They even have specialty services such as a pumpkin facial or their signature hot stone massage. Restore, relax, and reset at one of Hand and Stone's 57 locations in Delaware, South Jersey, and Philadelphia, including the Lehigh Valley. For an introductory price of just $69.95. Call or book online at handandstone.com. Restrictions apply. See spa for details.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for the Pro Football Report, presented by BCWSA. Once again, here are your hosts, Delaware County Times Birds reporter Bob Grotz and voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese.
And back we are, Chickies and Pete's in the Great Northeast. Time now for this week's Penworth Financial. Keys to the game, the key to your financial future is Penworth Financial. Call them today at 267-997-4503 or visit penworth.com. Bob, I'll go through them very quickly because we want to get to our guest
Start
tonight.
with Saquon Barkley, right?
Watch out for Saquon Barkley because he is the opposite of Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is power, although the Eagles minimize that. Saquon Barkley is moves and speed, and if he's in the open field, he is dangerous. So contain Saquon Barkley.
I got the second one.
Go ahead.
Protect the quarterback at all time. They blitz a lot. The Giants.
Well,
they got the Ravens defensive coordinator. He loves to blitz.
That's Wink Martindale.
Yeah, he will blitz you, getting off the
and
bus
Hurts
and all
is
that.
better and better against the blitz.
Yeah.
So those are your keys to the game, brought to you by Penworth Financial. And the key to your financial future is Penworth Financial. Now we have a guest here tonight, and we have a great guest here tonight. He is a rookie, but he does not play like a rookie. He comes all the way from Alabama and through Middle Tennessee State. Reed Blankenship. Reed, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
It's great to have you here. You know, I look at your statistics going all the way back to high school. You were a great player. The town had 130 people, it says, in Alabama, right?
Yes, sir. Something like that.
Yeah.
It's probably grown since then, but
at least 140.
Small town, very small town.
Did you hear from all of them after that interception, Rodgers? Yeah.
Every bit of them, all over
Did you
Facebook.
really?
So yeah. I got
cool,
a big
man.
support system back home.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and you played all sports there, right?
All sports. Yep.
All state in basketball.
Yeah, surprisingly. I don't
That's
think
not surprising. Nothing you do is surprising to me.
Well, I don't think I can shoot the ball like I used to, but
Yeah. And did you play baseball too?
I did play baseball. I actually thought I was going to go to college for baseball.
No kidding.
But it turns out got to high school and it wasn't as fun anymore. Football was a lot more exciting, so I was like, let's try this out.
What'd you do in baseball?
I played shortstop and I pitched a little bit, and then once I got to high school, I played center field a little bit. So.
Wow, the Phillies
Center
just
field,
signed the
yeah,
shortstop
there you go.
the other day. For how much?
Safety.
The Phillies shortstop.
$300 million
300
for
million.
11
That's
years.
crazy.
Is he worth that? Do you know much about Trey Turner?
I
No?
don't. I
Yeah,
don't.
wow.
But that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
money.
It's a lot
But
of
you know
money.
what? If you have a big football career, it's out there too. Now, how did you go? What made you go to Middle Tennessee State? I would think that somebody like you was highly recruited.
Coming from the small town like I was, we didn't get recruited like some of these other schools in Alabama. I was a small 4A high school. There was probably one guy getting recruited in front of me from Southern Miss, and I guess that's what really started my recruiting life, I guess. And I visited Troy, I visited Middle Tennessee, and it was between those two colleges at the time.
You didn't host Nick Saban for dinner at your house?
I didn't. Unfortunately, I didn't. I grew up an Alabama fan. You're either an Auburn, Alabama fan there.
Sure.
But I really wanted to go to Alabama, but I guess I didn't have what it took to get to that and play at that level.
Boy, were they wrong.
Well, I guess it happens for a reason. But went to MT, visited, loved Rick Stockstill. Was a great coach, and my DC there. We went in together, and the rest is history. I'm so happy I went there and, made a little career out there. So broke a couple of records, I guess.
Yeah,
so.
you did break a couple of records. Just going back to high school for a moment, you were, and I'm just looking at your statistics, so you were obviously a quarterback, a running back, a wide receiver, and a safety?
Yes, sir.
Did I miss anything?
I don't
did
think
you
so.
snap the ball?
I don't think so, but, we had probably 30 guys on the team. But it's one of those teams that you grow up with playing. And, I cherish those moments a lot. I have a lot of buddies back home that still reach out to this day. And you keep that relationship because you've been through everything together, blood, sweat, and tears. If I could go back and play a snap of any type of football game, it'll be, that one snap of high school. So, I love all them boys back home.
So you never came off the field. Well, special teams. Did you come off the field then, or?
I did. I had to.
Okay,
I was exhausted, but I love the game of football. I want to continue to play this as long as I can.
And was there a safety that you kind of
actually,
kept an eye on, or?
So as an Alabama fan, I really liked watching Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Oh, he's something, yeah.
So growing up watching him, I was like, man, I just want to be like him one day. And I didn't watch a lot of NFL because we didn't really have a team at home. So the closest one was the Titans or the Falcons. But, I watched Alabama a lot, and Minkah was one of those guys that I was like, I want to be like him one day.
See, had you been aware of the Eagles in those days, you might have fallen in love with a safety by the name of Brian Dawkins.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Did you ever see him?
I did, a little bit.
Something.
He's crazy. He's a crazy guy. I love how he played.
Here's the thing, and Doc and I are friends and have been for a long time, and he was a great player. He was tough off the field, and he thought of himself as Wolverine Man. He had all these Wolverine statues, and he'd come roaring out of the tunnel like Wolverine Man, and a whole different Brian Dawkins appeared. But the thing about Doc is that many of the hits that he made in this Hall of Fame career today would get a flag and a whistle and 15 yards in the other direction.
I know. That's something that is tough as a defensive player to do. You're trying to play as aggressive as possible and let your physicality be known, but you can't because of all these rules, which I get it. The game's trying to move towards a lot more safety, but at times you're so passionate about the game that you want to show your skills, show your physicality, and show who you are.
Marcus Epps got caught with that.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
that was
it's tough.
It's tough because he's trying to separate Burks from the ball.
It's just it's an athlete trying to make a play.
Well, there were three that I think of in the era of Doc, and I'm sure you've heard of them all. It was Doc. It was Troy Polamalu with the Steelers, and Ed Reed with the Ravens.
Yep.
Remember all three of those?
All three.
And they were great. And they were vicious hitters.
Right.
And that's what they had to be.
Ed Reed was the ultimate center fielder, too.
Right.
So you had a great career at Middle Tennessee State. You really did. And yet the draft went by, and you were not drafted, which I'll bet you there are at least 30 teams right now regretting the fact that they didn't find some place along the 7 rounds to take Reed Blankenship. Were you deeply disappointed?
You know, I was disappointed, yes, but at the end of the day, I got my opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, I knew that I was going to get picked up by somebody, and it wasn't going to be, you know, an easy road. It never has been an easy road, and that's what I like. I like challenges that happen in your life. It molds you as a man. It'll make you last in the future. So, you know, I still have this chip on my shoulder. There's still stuff I need to work on. I mean, I haven't made it yet. You know, I want to continue to be as great as I can, and there's always stuff that you can learn.
You know, I have to be honest with you, Reed. I'm at training camp every day during the summer, and I'm watching the practices, and you caught my eye from almost the first day. And I would have been surprised if you didn't make the squad, because you went out there, and you know, Nick Sirianni always talks about every day you've got to be at least 1% better.
Right.
You drove yourself in camp. Bobby, you know, too.
I caught your eye, too. I had 2 water ices one day, and he said...
and you were tripping over your sneakers.
Yeah.
But seriously, you went out every day like you had something to prove.
You know, I do. You know, you go in, think you're not the guy, and you got to go in and realize that you have to make an impression on these guys. If you want to be something, you want to be great, you have to make your impression. You have to make your mark. So I try to do that every day. I still continue to try to do that. You know, my job is still not safe. You know, you can't be too comfortable in seats. So, you know, I'm just going to keep on playing football for as long as I can until they tell me to stop.
You know, A.J. Brown was saying that about, he said, hey, let's be honest. He said, they're still trying to replace me. They're trying to find someone faster than me.
Right.
And tougher, you know. So, I mean, that's interesting. I was curious about one thing. You knew that you would be with the team. Who else was knocking on your door at the end of that draft? You must have been frantic getting some phone calls,
Honestly,
right?
it was the Eagles and then Arizona. And
Arizona?
Other than that, it was...
I was wondering if maybe the Titans called, too.
You know, I was a little iffy. I thought they would call, you know, because I'm right down the road from them, and especially because I had Kevin Byard come from Middle Tennessee, too. So,
yeah.
You know, it was one of those weird deals, but, you know, I'm glad I'm where I'm at.
Well, that's why the Titans are 7-5 now.
That's why they fired the general manager.
They fired the general manager today.
Because they didn't sign you.
I don't know about that.
They traded A.J. Those two things.
They traded A.J. and they didn't sign Reed Blankenship. That was what Rabel said.
How about that? We figured that mystery out.
But you love this, don't you? You have fun.
Love it. I love football. And like I said, whatever role I need to be put in, I'm going to do it 110%. So,
you know, they always say to young players, except for like the number 1 draft pick, they say if you want to make this team, you've got to make it on special teams.
Exactly.
Did you get that?
I did. You know, in college, I never really played a whole lot of special teams either. But I knew how important that was and for me to make this team. And like I said, whatever role that I need to fulfill, whether it's special teams, whatever, I'm going to try and do my best. So.
That interception, I'm sorry, the Rodgers, the interception of Rodgers. What did that kind of hit you like a few days later? I picked him off, you know.
Honestly,
that was a stone cold interception. I mean, there was no fluke.
It still has not hit me yet.
Okay,
you know, it's just one of those things. Like, okay, I made a good interception, but there's still stuff in that game that I need to work on and continue to work on. You know, I don't think about all the positives. I look at the negatives. Okay, how can I do this better? You know, like Coach Sirianni says, 1% better every day. You live high for a little bit for 24 hours, and after that, it's on to the next.
That stuff doesn't happen to Rodgers, though.
If it hasn't hit you, let me help you. It hit you. You didn't pick off the 3rd-string quarterback of the Chicago Bears. You picked off one of the great quarterbacks in NFL history, who will be a first ballot inductee into the Hall of Fame, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers to Reed Blankenship in your first activity.
Crazy.
So that's pretty big. We have to take a break, and we'll be back with the guy who picked off Aaron Rodgers right after this.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicken Pete's Incredible Crab Specials Wednesdays this fall. 2 pounds of snow crab legs for $49.99 or 2 pounds of snow crab legs and 4 hard shells for $79.99. Thursdays is Chicken Pete's Go Birds Wing Special. Whatever the Eagles score on Sunday, get that percentage off your wings on Thursday. Higher score, bigger discount. Plus, our fall specialty menu with the mouth-watering garlic truffle burger and B-Dog Impact Nachos. Enjoy a pumpkin shanty or a smoked apple cider margarita. Chickies and Pete's.
Former Philly Tommy Green, and here's the pitch. More people are online every day to check and pay their bills. Now you can have your BCWSA utility bill delivered electronically. Enrollment couldn't be easier. Just go to bcwsa.net or call 800-222-2068. With electronic billing, you have control to see your bills whenever you want and enjoy the convenience of viewing and printing up to 13 months of your previous bills. Best of all, the service is free. Sign up for e-billing at bcwsa.net. BCWSA, proven.
Your day-to-day life is hectic between having to pick up the kids, make dinner, the countless other tasks that you got to get done. Rob's Automotive and Collision is there to make your life a whole lot easier. Make sure you take advantage of their spacious waiting rooms, the large flat-screen TVs, complimentary coffee and muffins, and free Wi-Fi. So even when you do have to stop, Rob's is there to make you feel right at home. Give Rob's a call today at 215-826-9200 for any of your auto repair needs. A flawless occasion begins at the Capitol Grill. From the moment you step into the Capitol Grill, located in the heart of Center City, the experience is one of comfortable elegance. Whether you're looking to host a private affair, a perfect lunch stop, or dinner destination, start your occasion at the Capitol Grill today. Visit thecapitolgrill.com or call 215-545-9588. That's 215-545-9588 for the Capitol Grill, Center City.
Ventresca Limited, the Delaware Valley men's store, is located in historic Doylestown. For casual clothing in denim to business suits and tuxedos, Ventresca Limited has a large selection you have to see to believe. The experienced and knowledgeable sales staff can show you the many brand labels that have made Ventresca Limited in Doylestown a must for men concerned about their image. Select from Canali, Brax Jeans, Hickey Freeman, Johnson Murphy Footwear, and much more. Custom alterations are free. Visit Ventresca Limited on the web at ventresca.com. The life of a Philly sports fan is a wild ride. Some years we fly high. Some years we don't. What never changes year after year is how we get to the game. Shoulder to shoulder with our fellow fans on SEPTA. On the way to the tailgate, coin toss, and kickoff, the Broad Street line takes us from home to home field, and this season home free thanks to Bet Parks. Plan your trip to the game and learn more about free rides home. Sponsored by Bet Parks at iseptaphilly.com.
Enjoy a world of Italian wine and cuisine in nearby Philadelphia at Grand Cafe L'Aquila. This Italian landmark cafe offers a wide variety of Italian options for both lunch and dinner, and before you leave, try their award-winning gelatos. Offering an online market for your favorite meats, cheeses, coffee, and much more, it's Grand Cafe L'Aquila website at grandcafel'Aquila.com. Call them today at 215-568-5600. That's 215-568-5600, or visit them at their flagship location at 1716 Chestnut Street in Philadelphia. The world of Italian cuisine is only a 30-minute drive away at Grand Cafe L'Aquila.
All tires aren't the same, and neither are all tire dealers. Michelin tires offer safe, fuel-efficient, long-lasting tires that provide exceptional performance and extraordinary value. B.F. Goodrich tires are built for drivers looking for high performance and aggressive styling. Trust the tire experts at CJ's Tire and Automotive in Fairless Hills. They'll get you in and out in no time, and their everyday low prices on B.F. Goodrich and Michelin tires can't be beat. CJ's Tire and Automotive. Better, faster, and more affordable.
Don't hang out alone in the man cave this football season. Hang out at Cheerleaders with sexy entertainers, $4 Miller Lights, Jameson specials, and awesome game day prizes during all Sunday and Monday football games. Stop in before, during, or after the game to see your favorite entertainers and your chance to win an awesome game day prize. The most epic game day experience is at Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club, where champions play. Open daily from noon until 2 a.m.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for the Pro Football Report, presented by BCWSA. Once again, here are your hosts, Delaware County Times Birds reporter Bob Grotz and voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese.
And back we are here at Chickies and Pete's in the Great Northeast. Merrill Reese, Bob Grotz.
We're going to skip the picks?
We're going to skip the picks.
You know why? You know why we're skipping them? Because I'm on a roll.
No, because we want more time with Reed Blankenship, who is our guest tonight. Reed, how'd you get number 32?
Honestly, it was the lowest number they had after training camp. So
Is that right?
Yeah. I wanted 12. Obviously, 12 is retired, but 32.
I mean, 32. If you look at the sports stars who have worn 32 over the years, 32 has been the number of many
That's
great
my favorite
players.
number, 32.
32. Yeah, the greatest running back ever is considered to be Jim Brown.
Yeah.
And he was did you ever hear Jim Brown? He was legendary of the Cleveland Browns. He was number 32. Maybe some people will say the greatest pitcher in the history of baseball
Sandy
was
Koufax.
a Dodgers left-hander by the name of Sandy Koufax, number 32. So you have that treasured number 32. And already
Billy Cunningham.
Was he 32?
The Kangaroo Kid, yeah.
The Sixers player and coach.
Nobody here knows who we're talking about, Merrill.
They do. Yeah, but they do know names like Sandy Koufax and Jim Brown. So what's it like getting to know your teammates and the people who? What's Jalen Hurts like? I mean, you're on the defense, but
what's crazy is I actually watched Jalen when he was in college. Alabama fan, and then I watched him transition to Oklahoma too. And just being in the same locker room as him, it's great. Seeing guys like him, Devontae Smith, AJ, and then you got guys like Marcus Epps that, is just taking me under his wing.
Has he?
Yeah.
Was he the guy that started that Reed? Was
I think
that
it was Slay.
Was it Slay?
It was Slay.
We're in the locker room trying to talk to him,
No, Slay.
That was after the pick.
So you got Slay, you got James, you got all these older guys, especially in my room, that just don't care about who they are. They'll answer any questions you got.
They make you feel welcome.
Make you feel welcome.
Yeah.
So it's a family. It's honestly a family atmosphere.
It really
in
is,
that locker
isn't it?
room.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't think other teams around the league have the same vibe as we do in the locker room.
No, I don't think they all do. Now I've been doing this job now. I hate to say it, but for 46 years. I told people I started when I was 14. But seriously, I've been the Eagles play-by-play voice for 46 years, and I've seen a lot of teams, and I've seen some very good teams. But this is a special bunch of guys. And Nick Sirianni said,
I'd have to think about
Bobby, you know what Nick said at
chemistry.
his press conference the other day? He said the thing about this team, when you talk about motivation, was AJ motivated about playing for the Titans? How about when you go back and play against your former team? When he did against Indianapolis, he said what motivates this team is that everybody on this team wants to play for each other.
Right.
Everybody wants to help each other. They want to win for each other.
Absolutely.
It's really not a cliche. It's what goes into the makeup and the chemistry that this team so obviously has.
Right.
I got that in 2017. That locker room was very similar. The Super Bowl team and 2004.
Well,
A lot of guys that liked each other, yeah.
But, I caution
And played
people,
for each other.
Don't use the word Super Bowl. Nick says, let's go 1-0.
Yep. Every week, 1-0.
What's it like going to these different stadiums? Now, this week, you're going to go to a beautiful stadium, MetLife Stadium, the Giants Stadium. It's a great football stadium. There will be 70,000 fans there. Does it excite you? I'm sure it's a little different than what you played in the Middle Tennessee State.
Oh, it's completely different, but it's what I've worked for my entire life to get to. I've always wanted to get to this point and get to play in front of fans that are diehard for their teams. It's great being in Philadelphia because these fans I love them, man. They're crazy. They're crazy about this team.
They love this team.
I love it. They're so passionate, and that just shows how passionate we are, too, to play for them. So.
Every now and then they boo, but they boo because they hurt and because they are so passionate about this team. There are people who take out second mortgages on their homes so they can buy season tickets, or they spend their last dollar buying their kids Eagles memorabilia for Christmas.
Right.
I mean, that's how much they love. There's the Phillies, there's the Sixers, there's the Flyers, but standing above it all, Bob, and I don't think I'm wrong. The Eagles are this city's #1 team.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And by the way, that booing, it's not just in Philly. It's wherever Eagles fans and Philly fans are.
How about Eagles fans traveling? Did you hear the Eagles fans in Washington and in Arizona?
It felt like a home game.
Didn't it?
It's crazy. Like, when they bring that same atmosphere from home to away games, it's insane. And, we love playing in front of them, too.
Now you won't find as many this week in New York because that is a sold-out stadium and has been for millions of years. The Giants fans have, they inherit their tickets. They've gone through different generations. So there'll be a minimum of Eagles fans there. but you can handle that.
Plus,
And then
they have 7 wins. If they only had 4 wins, you would see a lot of Eagles.
Then you might
fans.
see more.
That secondary market would be
but
full of
they
tickets.
still think they're in it.
Yeah.
Then next week you go to Soldier Field in Chicago, another famous place.
Oh, that's
and on it goes, and then you will go to Dallas.
Yep.
And have you ever been to AT&T Stadium?
I haven't. I have not. It's going to be that's
a great
probably one of the
stadium.
most ones I'm excited for is AT&T Stadium.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. As a player, you will love it.
Yeah.
As a broadcaster, I'm a million feet up in the air towards the end zone, and I have to do most of the game off the big screen that stretches.
And can I
60
tell you
yards.
something else, just in case you forget something? There's a Walmart in the parking lot. Yeah. If you need like a toothbrush
Did
or
not know
something,
that.
yeah. There's a Walmart. You can't miss it.
Rita, how much time do you spend off the field preparing for a game in terms of going through tapes and going through meetings?
You know, I don't overwhelm myself over some of this stuff. Especially now as a rookie, we get so many more tips and tendencies and percentages of what they're going to do, and I kind of take those just day by day. We go over it, and then I go back home, make sure it's quiet, put on some music, and just look over it again. But like I said, I don't want to overthink it. I just want to go out there and play. That's kind of been how it is my entire life. Just you have your film study, you know what to do. Don't overthink it. Just go play. So that's how I.
Who's the guy who talks to you the most on the field?
As in coaching wise or player wise?
Player-wise.
Epps.
Epps.
100%. We communicate every play.
Is that right?
That's what some of my confidence comes from too, is having him in the backfield with me. He knows what he's been in the league for a long time. He knows how to handle situations, and just hearing him communicate to me, making sure we're on the right page. It means a lot.
I have to tell you, having you with me on this show tonight makes me think of something that happened, I think 3 years ago, where another free agent was mostly playing special teams, and I said to him, would you come to our show tonight? And he said, I'd love to. And he was a communications major at Wisconsin, and he sat down and he was just as comfortable talking as you.
He lived over the bridge in Jersey.
And his name is T.J. Edwards.
I got the wrong guy.
How good is he? Who are you thinking of?
Corey Clement.
Corey Clemens was another guy,
Yeah.
but T.J. Edwards is an entrenched starter right now. Isn't he good?
He's a great player and even better person.
He is a great guy.
Off the field, especially what I see in the locker room, he's caring. He loves his teammates. He loves he's very passionate about football too, and just that's why I like being around those guys. I like being around guys that are very passionate for the game. They don't play it for all the money or the fame, or they play it because it's football. They play it because of the game. So that's one big thing that I'm excited about him for.
And fellow rookies who came out of a little higher profile program like Jordan Davis.
Yeah.
Davis and also Nakobe Dean.
Nakobe Dean. Yep. Nakobe Dean, me and him are pretty close. We actually hit it off, I guess, in training camp, and he's one of the guys I hang out with outside of football, and he's a great guy. Like I said, I love hanging out with guys that are passionate about their careers and stuff, and he's one of those dudes.
What do you guys do? Go out, get a coffee, or get something?
Just hang out, honestly. Go over each other's place. Don't do anything too exciting, but just hang out.
What was your major at Middle Tennessee?
Exercise science. I actually wanted to be a physical therapist.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, right now you're doing a lot of physical things, not therapy. The other players that you hit might need therapy, but you're off to a great start in your career. And I really am enjoying getting to know you, and I really want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule to come join us tonight. And hopefully in ensuing years you'll come back and visit us again.
I will. I appreciate y'all for asking too, so I really appreciate it.
You've got a wonderful future.
Thank you.
And we want to wish you the best of luck, and let's see you go out there and take care of those Giants and go 12-1. Wouldn't that be remarkable?
That would be phenomenal.
All right. I want to thank Chris Ermer for doing such a great job. I want to thank Larry, our limo driver, for delivering Reed Blankenship to us tonight.
Getting through
thank
those
Matt Miro for all he
yeah.
does, and thank Lee Alexander for once again doing nothing. So for all of us...
I'm going to check out parade routes.
Okay. For all of us, have a great night. We will see you Sunday from MetLife Stadium.
You've been listening to the Pro Football Report, presented by BCWSA. Tonight's show is an exclusive presentation of 1490 AM, as well as 107.3 FM, and heard around the world at WBCB1490.com.